Although, here's part 2 for the backyard. We have potatoes in a pot. There's only one in there. Believe it or not, there's one. I've got some herbs mixed with flowers here. My big strawberry patch, which has strawberries everywhere. Love it, love it, love it. Marigold plant. I'm going to use the little slats. In the fall, I'll probably plant lettuce and some of the ones that have, or the late summer, that have established bigger plants, because I'm not having much luck growing lettuce. Right now, I'm going to put some in pots and put them in the shade. They seem to do, even though it's spring, I'm just not having luck. This is a plethora of greens. There's all kinds of stuff in here, from broccoli to kale to green onions to sage, lone sage plant. Got red, I believe it's red, romaine back here. Now I've got some more strawberries in a pot. That's going to go out front under a window. There's one lone carrot from last year. And these are doing okay. I think these are the broccoli. Yeah, these are broccoli. And this is kale. But the bugs are eating these kale. I just don't have any luck growing kale. But under the shade, I've got lettuce coming up. So I'm just leaving these things here for shade for my lettuce. Sorry guys, hope that wasn't too fast. And over in this one, this was going to be mainly herbs, but it's kind of just keeps evolving for whatever I need a place for, and will work. Those are chives from last year. This is the garlic I planted. I'm very surprised that it all came up, but it did. We've got parsley and basil and a tomato plant and some peas, more garlic and onions, and I'm going to try to grow carrots in this. I planted them. I have a lot of problems getting carrots to sprout. I don't know what I'm doing. More marigolds, but I planted them and then it rained for 2 days, so hopefully that will do it. We've got some oregano. This has some open spots. We just put the back on it yesterday. So we've got onions and potato that sprouted from last year. I've got radishes and beets in this row. A big tomato plant. There's going to be carrots there if they grow. And this is lettuce that, because it's out here in the open sun, it's very bitter. 2 buckets of potatoes that I've already had to fill up, so I know they're growing. Another pot of peas. I'm going to put some string across here so they can climb up that. And, well, we'll do this first. We've got 2 apple trees. This apple tree is a dwarf, so I planted it in the pot too. But mainly because I needed something to pollinate my Fuji. But I don't think they bloomed at the same time because I didn't get it in the pot soon enough. So I don't know if we'll have apples this year or not. But these are my thornless blueberries, or blackberries, sorry. Lots of blooms on it this year. And looks like we have some little ones starting. And this is a new one. It kind of bushed out. I just bought it last month, and I just got it in the ground probably a week and a half ago. So I'm crossing my fingers on that one, but it looks really good. And this is my greenhouse. That's fell over on me twice, so it's going to have to be replaced, but it's actually standing. So even though it's duct taped together and there's weeds growing all in the bottom of it. Anyway, over here we have round zucchinis. What is this? Butternut squash, that's what I thought. Butternut squash, sunflowers, cucumbers, sweet cherries, tomatoes, don't know if they'll grow or not, some sweet basil. I never have luck with getting it to sprout in pots or around in the raised beds. They never sprout for some reason. I don't know what the problem is. But they're sprouting in here, so. And these are bell peppers, but I just have a little tiny bit of sprouting and growth on them. They take a long time. I'm going to try to grow some loofahs this year. And those are baby bok choys. Some more lettuce that I'll be putting in a pot as soon as it gets bigger. Tomatoes. These are the Bradley Heirloom tomato variety. I've killed my tomatoes twice this year, so sorry, my hand's going numb. I have carpal tunnel. Anyway, and these are more tomato plants. I think these are Rutgers and beefsteaks. Some lettuce over here on the far end. And I think those are jalapenos. And more lettuce. We've got a couple green bell peppers up here. And then I have 3 zucchinis that are doing great. They're ready to get planted. So as soon as I plant the corn out front, I think I'll put one of these in a squash, a butternut squash with it. And it looks like it will be ready in time. These are green peppers that the frost got. Completely killed all the leaves off of them, and it just had one little green stem. And they have come back from that. So, I mean, they all looked pretty much like this. And they came back, so we're going to plant them and hope for the best. These are little tomato plants of various varieties. Probably are going to be mainly Rutgers and sweet red cherries. I think they're called sweeties, that I found growing in my compost in various pots around my yard. So I plucked them out and transplanted them. This one actually looks like it could go in a bigger pot. These are the same thing, the little ones, but the bigger ones are the slips I took off of purchased tomato plants from the store, so we'll see what we get. Those are my Brandywine tomatoes that just, I don't know what I did to them, but they just aren't growing at all. That's what they've looked like since transplant. These are some pole beans I'm going to be putting over here in my raised beds where the peas were. And these are mixed colored bell peppers. These, I've forgotten what I planted. I think they're cucumbers. Yes, they're cucumbers. Had a brain fart, sorry. These are wildflowers, just various wildflowers. Poppies, calendula, cosmos, things like that. These are aslams, purple and white. They're taking their sweet time. For some reason they didn't like the seed mix. I threw the same flowers or seeds around in pots in my yard, and they're 3 times the size of that. So I don't know if they'll grow or not. These are cantaloupes and cucumbers. So these are cucumbers and these are the cantaloupes. This is a pumpkin. And this is rosemary that hasn't come out yet. These are more pumpkins that haven't sprouted. And I don't know exactly what these are. These may be more Moon and Stars watermelon, but I'm not sure. Then we have sunflowers, mammoth, and the smaller mixed variety. We have Moon and Stars watermelon, some cilantro, and artichokes. Sunchokes, I mean. And there's my lemon tree that just won't grow. I don't know what I did to it or how to fix it, but I think it's gonna have to go soon. My compost pile and a compost bin. Got my peas. Another compost bin and another one. The silver is a compost bin. My roses with my little kitty's grave. Which I'm sure he didn't care about that. And up here we have Swiss chard. This Swiss chard was planted in this pot with the compost that I made last year at the same time as the Swiss chard over in that bed. Even from this distance, you see no Swiss chard, do you? They're like 2 inches tall. So there's a testament to good compost. We have a homestead tomato. It's blooming a lot, so we'll see what we get off of it. Some strawberries that aren't looking as good as the others. We'll have to reassess that one. This place